8 frigates. A new naval base in northern Mindanao. And a defense secretary who boldly declared, "We need a shipyard and a naval base for the ships that have begun arriving." But here's the question every Filipino must ask. Are these the 8 frigates we've all been waiting for? Or are they just another promise without the firepower to match the headlines? Stay with me, because the answer ties directly into the future of our Navy, the South China Sea, and the defense of our nation's sovereignty. Before we continue our discussion, don't forget to like button, subscribe, and the notification bell button from Pinoy Guard. Welcome back to Pinoy Guard. Defense Secretary Gilbert Teodoro recently confirmed that the Phividec industrial estate in Misamis Oriental will soon host a new naval base and shipyard. This location is no coincidence. Northern Mindanao and the Visayas sit at a strategic crossroads, facing both the Philippine eastern seaboard and offering quick access to the West Philippine Sea. In short, Phividec is the ideal hub for a navy that must fight on 2 fronts, guarding against Chinese aggression in the west and monitoring Pacific threats to the east. Teodoro's words were direct. We need a shipyard and a naval base for the ships that have begun arriving. And that's where the number 8 comes in. The Philippine Navy already has 4 frigates in service. BRP Jose Rizal, FF 150. BRP Antonio Luna, FF 151. BRP Miguel Malvar, FF 07. BRP Diego Silang, FF 08. But Teodoro spoke of 8 frigates tied to the new base. So where do the other 4, or perhaps all 8, come from? The answer lies in recent reports. 6 Abukuma-class frigates from Japan, likely transfers from the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. 2 new frigates, potentially the next evolution of the South Korean HDF 3500 design, successors to the Jose Rizal class. 6 plus 2 equals exactly 8, the number Teodoro emphasized. Why 8? Because for the Philippine Navy, 8 frigates represent more than just ships. They represent regional parity. Let's compare. Vietnam has around 10 to 12 major surface combatants, including Jeopard-class frigates and Pohang-class corvettes. Indonesia operates about 8 to 10 frigates, with New Frem and Iver Huitfeldt-class ships on order. Malaysia is awaiting delivery of 6 littoral combat ships. For the Philippines, adding 8 more frigates would finally allow the Navy to keep pace with its ASEAN neighbors, not just as a token fleet, but as a credible maritime force. So how much are we talking about? 6 Abukuma-class frigates are transfers, but refurbishment, upgrades, and recrewing will not be free. Estimates suggest at least PHP 30 to 40 billion pesos, around 500 to 700 million US dollars, for overhauls, weapons, and training. 2 brand new frigates could cost PHP 60 to 70 billion pesos total, about 1 to 1.2 billion US dollars, depending on the configuration and weapons loadout. That means the entire 8-frigate package could run close to PHP 100 billion pesos, or roughly 1.7 billion US dollars. For comparison, that's equivalent to about 2 years of the entire Philippine defense modernization budget. To understand why this is significant, we need to look back. The Philippine Navy has long been mocked as a gunboat navy, relying on World War II-era ships like the Cannon-class frigates and Miguel Malvar-class corvettes. For decades, modernization plans fell victim to budget cuts, political infighting, and shifting priorities. That began to change in the 2010s with the acquisition of the Jose Rizal-class frigates from Hyundai Heavy Industries. For the first time, the Navy had brand-new, modern surface combatants. Now, with the addition of the Miguel Malvar and Diego Siling class, the Navy is beginning to build a proper surface warfare capability. The potential arrival of the Abuycoma class, though second-hand, would add anti-submarine capabilities, while 2 brand-new frigates could bring vertical launch systems and long-range strike power. This is the largest leap in surface combat power in Philippine history. Here's where it gets serious. The South China Sea remains the flashpoint. China has already militarized Mischief Reef, Subi Reef, and Fiery Cross Reef, all inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. They deploy Type 052 destroyers and Type 054 frigates, each armed with dozens of missiles. Against that backdrop, the Philippines' current 4 frigates are not enough. A fleet of 12 frigates, with at least 8 concentrated at Phividec, would allow the Navy to conduct rotational patrols, joint operations with allies, and deterrence missions. But here's the catch. Will these frigates come armed? Or will they be delivered like some of our ships today, equipped with vertical launch systems, but no missiles loaded inside? Without weapons, a frigate is nothing more than a floating target. Teodoro's statement about Phividec is bold. By establishing a permanent naval hub in Mindanao, the Philippines is sending a message. We will not retreat. We will not abandon our waters. And we will build the infrastructure to defend them. But this also raises a sovereignty test. Will the Philippines have the political will to fully arm and sustain these ships? Or will budget constraints and foreign pressure once again delay the Navy's transformation? 8 frigates, a new naval base, and a nation standing at the edge of a maritime turning point. If the reports are correct, the 6 Abuycoma class and 2 new frigates could finally give the Philippines a fleet worthy of its archipelagic identity. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Unless these ships are fully armed, they risk becoming nothing more than symbols, impressive at the pier, but powerless at sea. So when these 8 frigates finally sail into Phividec, will they arrive ready for war? Or will they be, like some of our ships today, powerful in name but toothless in battle?